Most of us think of gymnastics as beauty and grace. As Gordon Maddox tells us, there is an element of danger.
In all of sport, injuries are a fact of life. Some of these injuries are inevitable accidents, while others are simply a function of trying to be the very best in the world, whether or not that expectation is realistic.
Li Ning in the earlier team competition is successfully attempting a very difficult vault. Watch the second step. After a reasonably good landing, he twisted his right ankle on a routine recovery step. Accident or mistake? Inevitable accident, I think, and of course, this was to plague him throughout the remainder of the competition. Now, a late release by Czechoslovakian Iveta Polokova caused her to miss the high bar, landing heavily on the low bar. In this case, the accident appeared far more serious than it was. Accident? No, I think a mistake, probably incubated by a young athlete hoping to make a world championship dream come true. As serious as the mistake first seemed, Iveta was able to remount and finish her routine. Most of the damage, undoubtedly Iveta's pride, and of course her world championship dream. The lure of competition often tempts gymnasts to attempt elements they haven't yet mastered. Japan's Miho Shinoda dangerously misses this first vault and obviously lacks composure before attempting the second. Fortunately, Shinoda was not seriously injured. Veteran U.S. gymnast Tim Daggett seemed to hit the vault okay. That awful snapping sound told most of the story. Mistake? I don't think so. As we'll see in replay, Tim is in control, yet is physically unable to handle the sheer velocity of this particular vault. At this point, Tim has no idea where the vault went wrong. Later, I talked to him in the hospital.
Timmy, you created a lot of excitement around here with your new vault.
Yeah, a little bit, I guess. A special landing, I guess you could say.
When you landed, you went down, and you looked like you felt agony right at the moment. Did you know that it was this serious at the time?
Well, you know, the thing about it was I knew I did something very bad, but I didn't know what it was. I think, actually, I did the entire vault. I landed and, like, took a couple steps on the good leg before I even realized that I had done it to my other leg. You know, I heard a snap, and I was, like, checking my body to see if there, was something wrong, and when I looked at my left leg, I sat down immediately.
Exactly what's happened to the leg?
Well, what I did is, the two major bones in the lower leg, the tibia and the fibula, I completely fractured those two bones. And the biggest problem wasn't just that. It was when they broke, they actually tore an artery, and there was quite a bit of bleeding. If I still have the desire when this is all over to do gymnastics, from what I've been told by the doctors, it will be possible. And if I have that feeling again, I'll be out there and I'll be doing my best again.
Remember that wonderful performance by Tim Daggett during the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics? With Tim on high bar, his best event, his teammates' Olympic hopes were on the line. The American and Chinese teams were in a virtual tie, and a 10 here would clinch the gold for the U.S. men. And Tim Daggett came through. He got the 10 and helped the American team win the gold. Unfortunately, the U.S. men were not so fortunate in these World Championships. They finished ninth, just qualifying for the 1988 Olympics.
Gouda is one Dutch word that's familiar to almost all Americans. Actually, it's a popular cheese worldwide. But here this morning, it seems to taste especially good, as it should. This is the city that gave the cheese its name. But the big question here this morning seems to be, how do you really say Gouda? I'm going to go to an authority, a Dutchman. This is Martin, and he's been selling cheese here for 21 years. Martin, how do you say Gouda?
Gouda.
No, how do you say Gouda?
Gouda. Gouda. Goudse kaas.
Howda? Howda. Very simply in Dutch, Gouda is pronounced Howda. We're back once again at the World Gymnastics Championships, and up next is the women's floor exercise. We begin with Aurelia Dobre. We've already seen her win a gold on the beam and a bronze on the vault. After the preliminaries, she was in third place on the floor.
Now, the judges are looking for grace and originality in dance, and the choreography should bring out the style and personality of the individual, and of course, as you just saw, spectacular tumbling. As we saw her on the balance beam, she's a lovely gymnast to watch, especially in the area of dance. Her second tumbling run now, it's a combination tumbling run. Double twist, punch front, and just continues right down the same lane. Double twist, right into a punch front. And that, as we've said before, she's one to watch for in the upcoming Olympics. And she's only 14 years old. Actually, she looks tall for a gymnast, but she's only 4'11", 88 pounds. We've compared her to Nadia, but actually she even shows more grace in her dance than Nadia. And here's her last tumbling run. Needs endurance here, double back, and she just nails it. Beautiful exercise.
And the crowd has fallen in love with this young lady this week, Kathy.
Absolutely, and you can see why. She just has it all. And here's her last tumbling run once again. We talk about endurance. At one time, this was such a difficult move, you only did it in your first run, and now it's commonplace.
For her floor exercise, Dobre receives a 9.98 score. Lots of camaraderie on this Romanian team, and why not? They've performed so well this week. Now to the men's high bar, and this is Zsolt Borkai from Hungary. After the preliminary competition, he was tied for second place.
Well, he already tied for the gold medal on pommel horse, and he's looking for his second medal, which is probably unexpected for him. He's a good high bar performer, too. Starts off with this back staller, and he does so many one-arm moves. Now, when he comes out of this, he'll get back into reverse grip giants. Ooh, there's his ganger. All right, there he's pivoting into giants. Now watch this move, a turn after the one-arm giant into eagle giants. Here he goes. A big pivot into eagle giants. Now getting set up for a tremendous dismount. A double twisting, double flyaway. I think the most difficult dismount on high bar. Now watch in replay how high he gets and how much is going on while he's up in the air, twisting twice around both of his axes. Fantastic.
Considered one of Hungary's top two gymnasts, a score of 9.875 for Borkai.
Okay.
In her floor exercise here at the Ahoy Sports Palace, the co-leader of this event coming into the finals, Elena Shushanova from the Soviet Union. And she has done so well here in the individual apparatus.
Well, you're going to see a different style than you did with Aurelia Dobre. Hers is more of an explosive power. She's graceful, she has fluid movement, but she just explodes off that floor. Full in double back. What's interesting to me, we saw her earlier in a flashback on a floor exercise at the 85 World Championships. She shows so much more personality than she used to. Full twisting back handspring. Another tumbling run. Arabian 1.5. And she just keeps going. She's really shining. This is her event. She certainly will be a bright star for the Olympics, and I might mention she had 2 10s on the preliminary events, so you can tell that this is, she doesn't have it in the bag yet, but she's close. that little pause in the corner where she's moving her arms is the time to take a bit of a breather before this last tumbling run. Double tuck, so high. You can see she's happy about that. The most expression I think we've seen in the competition from her.
But what a roller coaster week it's been for this young lady. So disappointed in the all-around, but doing so well in individual competition.
It's a real endurance competition. You have, as you said, so many events, and to keep motivated and keep your hopes up is real tough, but she certainly does it here.
And she does it again. There's another 10. This will guarantee her the gold, but she may have to share it with Danielle Silivash. Elena Shushanova, one of the greats. Back over to the men's high bar for the only man in the finals from the Western world. This is Curtis Hibbert from Canada.
Hibbert was born in Jamaica, moved to Canada when he was 4 years old, and they're certainly proud of him up there. He takes every move to its maximum. He really hangs it out on the edge. Now watch when he stoops through and does his shoot to his inverted giant. Right on top, almost holds the handstand. That's the way it ought to be. A little dicey, but certainly interesting. Now, if he wins a medal, he's going to be the first Canadian man to ever win a medal in the World Championship. Curtis Hibbert. Now, we'll take another look at his dismount. He gets so high and gets such nice rotation, he makes a near-perfect landing. Sets it in. Oh, what a nice finish to a terrific routine.
A good score of 9.9 for Hibbert. A very dramatic moment now for this young lady. Danielle Silivash needs a 10. Elena Shushanova for the gold in floor exercise, and of course she's perfectly capable.
Absolutely, with a gold on the uneven bars, it should give her the confidence coming into this event. She is a colorful performer, capable of bringing an audience to their feet. Opening tumbling run, whip over, 2 flip-flops, full in, double back. Everything's perfected, including the personality out here. Becky, I think she has him in the palm of her hand. And here's her second tumbling run. Wonderful combination move coming up here. Watch this. Double twist, punch front, right into another double twist, punch front. Watch this. I love this move. Very original.
It's fun.
Actually, I think she really has the most personality and really the best routine as far as choreography is concerned. It's all so together, including the difficulty. And watch this. Her last tumbling run beats the others as far as difficulty. She ends with a full-in double back and nails it again. Great routine.
The pressure seemed to give her a boost.
Absolutely. A little extra adrenaline for those very, very difficult tumbling runs.
Vying for the gold along with Elena Shushanova. Yet she and Shushanova are so different out there.
Absolutely different styles. It's like comparing apples and oranges. I really don't know how the judges do it sometimes. Full in, double back.
A perfect 10. Silivash and Shushanova tie for the floor exercise gold medal. Silivash's teammate Dobre couldn't be prouder. To the men's high bar. After the preliminary competition, this man was the leader. To meet